So in an effort to kind of help you guys out a little bit with Module 4, just in case we don't get started on it in a decent amount of time, I decided to make, oops, there goes my phone, a couple of videos that would hopefully help get you through some of the harder parts of Module 4. So I've already put in the first part of the textbook project, so we don't have to lay that out, and I can put this file up so you can play with it if you'd like and start from here instead of having to put that first part together. This is the part where you go to create names based on row titles. And sometimes naming a cell that you're going to use as part of a formula helps make it easier to remember the formula. So we're going to actually practice naming a few of these cells so that instead of having to reference it as, say, D6, it'll actually reference it as price, that kind of thing. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select some cells. I'm going to do C6 through D8, like that. And you'll notice I've pulled in the row titles along with the area that's going to contain the amounts. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Formula tab. And on my Formula tab, there is a Define Names box here. And then that Define Name box, I'm going to hit the Create From Selection button. And it's going to give you a couple options for where you can pull the names in. And just looking at it, it's going to pull it in from the left column, and that's actually where my titles are. So we can leave that alone and just hit the OK button. So I'm going to hit OK. And it doesn't seem like anything happens, but I'll show you in a minute how you can tell that they're there. I'm also going to name E4 through F8. And I'm going to do the same thing on that Formula tab. I'm going to hit Create From a Selection. And again, it recognizes that the titles are in the left row. And then I'm going to hit OK. All right, I need to deselect the range. So I'm no longer selecting one of those. And then now, if you click on one of these cells, you'll notice in your name box it actually says price, or down payment, or rate, or term, or monthly payment. You'll notice that there's a bunch of names in here now. And you'll notice that the spaces have underscores. You have to put underscores for spaces when you do this. So instead of having to use the cell reference now, I can just use the name, and I'll show you how easy that is to pull into a formula. So I'm going to move over to D8, and I'm going to type in equals, and I'm going to type in a P. And when it does that, it gives me a list of items in the formula autocomplete list. And I'm going to look for price, and you'll notice that there's a little bit of a difference in what I'm looking for. This is a function for price. This is the actual name cell. So I'm going to double click this option, and you'll notice it pulls in the word price. Then I'm going to type in minus, and then I'm going to type in D, and I'm going to look for down payment in that list, which is here. And I'm going to double click it, and you can see that the rangefinder shows you how it's pulling in the cells, so you can kind of double check to make sure everything is correct. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to click the enter button here, and it does the formula for me. So now it says equals price minus down payment. So that's just an easier way to fill in formulas.